we welcome you live to the Paddock Chevrolet Ice Arena in Tonawanda for a Black Friday special of Monsignor Martin Hockey Edition right here on Western New York Athletics. We are streaming today on X, Facebook, and YouTube, and it is a good one to start off our coverage for the new season. The defending Niagara Cup in Catholic High School State Association champion, the St. Joe's Marauders, welcome in the McQuaid Jesuit Knights. Hi, everyone. I'm Joe Krause. Thanks for making us part of your Thanksgiving weekend. Our producers, Tim Gardner. Russ Battaglia is our camera operator, and making his way back here to the broadcast booth, Rich Kosher. Rich, happy Thanksgiving to you, and what a way to start it off with the St. Joe's Marauders. A big, exciting way. They already have an 8-1 win this past Monday against St. Mary's of Lancaster. We'll preview this one in just a moment. But for right now, we're going to step aside and honor America. You're watching Western New York Athletics from the ice.
Rise and move your hats as we honor our country with the flag of our national anthem. Thank you.
And we're back here at the Paddock Chevrolet Ice Arena. St. Joe's taking on the McQuaid Jesuit Knights. Joe Krause, Rich Kosher with you. And Rich, with the first year head coach, John Cristiano, St. Joe's goes all the way and wins another state championship. Now it's year two. 10 of the 11 sophomores from last year are back now, part of a big junior class. And as head coach John Cristiano told us here, Rich, St. Joe's really excited to get this season going already with an 8-1 victory against St. Mary's on Monday.
Well, partner, great to be back in the saddle with you again here for another exciting year of high school hockey. We certainly thank Western New York Athletics for having you and I, Joe. It's going to be a great year. I'm excited to do it with you. And yes, kind of a completely different look for Coach Cristiano this year, Joe. All sorts of expectations as he comes in. As you mentioned, 11 sophomores last year, 10 of them returning to the team. So certainly high expectations for these Marauders, who did take care of business against St. Mary's. But McQuaid's going to be a different test. They've always been a great program out of Rochester, and it should be a great game this afternoon. Thank you for joining us, for those of you watching at home.
McQuaid Jesuit in their season opener this year, coming off a 13-7-1 campaign last year. Joe Dugan in year number 6 with the program. He said earlier today, just looking forward for the chance to compete against St. Joe's, as the Knights going right to left on your dial with possession with Connor Edgecombe, the returning center now in this senior campaign. He dumps it off the boards. Tracked down here by Kevin Green. Green along the near side. Now St. Joe's with possession with some room is Evan Hubbard, previously with the Junior Sabres last year. Hubbard still with the puck. Goes behind the McQuaid net. Tries to get the pass off, but broken up nicely here by Jace Roderick. Roderick skating in over the line. The puck bounces off of a skate. Here comes St. Joe's once again. A long pass, a flying saucer all the way to center ice. Here comes St. Joe's in over the line. Van Egmond, his shot is blocked. James Van Egmond recovers. A low shot from the blue line. It is knocked down by McQuaid. McQuaid getting a couple of quick skates here. And a big hit behind the net as Will Duckworth had the puck a moment ago. And now a long shot taken off of the boards, and this will be called for icing.
Joe, you mentioned a nice acquisition for Coach Cristiano. Evan Hubbard comes over from the Junior Sabres. I had the pleasure of coaching Evan when he played for us at Modify. Just going back a few years ago when he was in the 8th grade. Very talented hockey and baseball player. Great athlete at St. Joe's, and he was one of the players that Coach Cristiano mentioned to us in our pregame interview as someone he felt would be a great contributor this year.
High shot from the blue line as the Knights won the faceoff. Now cutting in. Puck comes loose. And broke it up nicely at the blue line again here by the Marauders. Ian Meyer, number 14 on your screen today. One of the players that Joe Dugan is keeping an eye on again this season, as the Knights lost early in the postseason Section 5 Class A tournament. A close finish against Pittsburgh last year. 2 years ago, they made it all the way to the Division I State Final Four and then lost to Orchard Park in the state semis. That, of course, was the year that Josh Danker and the Quakers made it all the way to the state finals. So McQuaid did a good test early here against St. Joe's as Salagusa. And a swing and a miss from Ethan Fritz, one of the newcomers. And along the near side on the boards, tracked out from behind, Dylan Gilbert in the action here with Meyer. Joe's once again with possession. A big save from Johnson as a shot came from the blue line. And here's McQuaid once again. Reed Starr gets the pass up the center ice. Opportunity coming for Roger as he sends this high into the net and out of play.
Nice back and forth action here early. Coach Cristiano giving the nod today to Enzo Murphy. One of only 5 players, Joe, to make this team. What a tryout that must have been. More than 95 players, Coach Cristiano was telling us, in the program, but limited spots this year with the unprecedented number of sophomores that came back to defend, actually to go for a three-peat in a state title. Enzo Murphy, of course, is the nephew of longtime St. Joe's assistant coach Mike Murphy. So there's definitely a St. Joe's legacy in the Murphy family, and it's great to see Enzo get his opportunity today.
Marauders win the draw. Van Egmond along the boards. Puck is loose, checked down by the Knights briefly. St. Joe's trying to get the center ice, and they do it. Van Egmond crossing over to Gilbert. Puck is loose. It is tracked down by the Knights. Nicely Reed Starr on defense, and St. Joe's will try again. Johnny Provenzo sends along the boards along with a big hit. Another big hit on the near side on Johnson's right. Approaching 4 minutes gone by the opening period, and Johnson makes a save in front. And St. Joe's with Dylan Gilbert trying to tap it right in.
Mentioned Dylan. He, of course, is the younger brother of Max. Max is one of very few 3-year players here. The majority of the team has played for Coach Cristiano the last 2 years. Max and Caden Gibson are just a couple that played for me 3 years ago. But Dylan, not Max. How nice for the Gilbert family to have both sons on the Big Fred team.
Nolan Piper takes the shot. It bounces off a McQuaid stick and into the netting. Well, as we mentioned, so many returnees coming back, and head coach John Cristiano told us earlier in the week, he said that with so many guys that won so early in their careers, now the expectations are a little bit higher, and he said this could be a special group, not only for this year, but for the next couple of years, as McQuaid able to win this faceoff here in their own zone, out getting over to Kevin Green. Tight pressure from St. Joe's. Puck goes high in the air. Green tracks it down. Now here comes St. Joe's. Evan Hubbard gets pressured along the near boards. Hubbard now against a double team. He gets some help from his line mate, Jackson Deacon. Good to see him back in the lineup here for St. Joe's. It is tracked down and out of the reach, and now here is McQuaid once again, then a turnover. Here is Max Gilbert. Cross-ice pass that ricochets off the boards. Noah Bernard sends it along to Green. Green still with possession. 2-0. The shot, and it's saved here by Murphy. The shot coming from Connor Edgecombe. 2-0. McQuaid can't convert.
Joe's got caught there, Joe. A little bit deep, and Enzo Murphy just got enough of the blocker on it. But probably our best scoring chance of the game so far.
Now here's St. Joe's Jake Economo, the senior, twirls his way behind the net. 11:45 to go in the first period, no score. Economo keeps the puck on his stick, dumps it down, give and go. Economo fires low, save, kick save by Johnson. Good luck coming there for Ron Pilot. Trying to set up his longtime teammate Economo, who gets the puck right back. Now it's Pilot. Long pass along the boards. It is tracked down here by Ian Meyer. Still the long battle, and now Will Scott with possession. St. Joe's will reset here at center ice. Both teams with a good shot on goal in the last 3 minutes or so of play. William Wolpole sends it up to center ice into the McQuaid zone. Johnson tracks it down out of his net. And sent in. Wolpole's shot is blocked again here. Now Wyatt Miller. Miller skates over his blue line, gets into the offensive zone. Miller through the traffic. Miller steps, fires, knocked away, goes off the board. The second shot won't go. Kicked away by a St. Joe skate. Marauders will try again. A long cross-ice pass. Tracked down by McQuaid with 10.5 minutes to go in the opening period. And then offside is called on McQuaid to end the back and forth.
Great pace here, back and forth. We're going to take a look at the replay. This give and go. Watch this, Economo to Pilot, right back to Economo. Great little give and go play out of the corner. That's a set play, Joe, that St. Joe's would have practiced several times. Comes out of a weave play, if you will. But I love how Economo came up the boards, dropped it to his teammate. There's that experience that you can't replace, right? They've played together now, 30 games? So they just know where each other are on the ice, and just a really impressive play here early in the season in the first period.
Ron Pilot with 2 goals in the season opener. Jake Economo had a goal and an assist in the 8-1 win. Here's the low shot, just can't connect with Charlie Mishka, one of the juniors right in front.
Mishka on the doorstep there, Joe, went right to the net. Had a great chance, the goalie was down.
St. Joe's once again with possession from center ice. They'll try again with Evan Hubbard, but offside is called. It was really a solid day in the office for St. Joe's in that season opener. Rich, 2 goals for Ron Pilot. Jake Economo with a goal and an assist. Max Gilbert, 1 of 3 with at least 2 apples in that big victory. That everybody eats mentality that John Cristiano borrowed from the Buffalo Bills and head coach Sean McDermott, and so far so good.
Yeah, great start for them. Getting that league win right out of the gate. Pretty early on, too. You know, they were really just out of tryouts. But again, Coach Cristiano has such an experienced roster, Joe. It's not going to take them long to get going here early in the season.
Puck got lost in the crease, and here comes McQuaid. Now it's Kevin Green. Yeah, the pressure. He has delivered a big hit from Provenzo. The puck loose at center ice. Quick slippage here from John Bottoni. Now Green sends it in, and it's tracked down. The puck is by St. Joe's. Provenzo sends a low pass off the boards, tracked down here by McQuaid. Quick backtrack. Gavin Wallen, and now St. Joe sends it high off the glass with 8:25 to go in the first period. John Bottoni, his pass broken up here by Deacon. Deacon sends it behind the net. Slowed down just a hair. Ragusa gets hit on the far side. St. Joe still with the puck. 1-on-2 scenario for Hubbard, who is able to find Ragusa. Now to Wolpole. Wolpel, cross ice, deflected off of McQuaid stick as well. Hubbard backtracks. St. Joe's will try again. It is Deacon, now Gordon. Now on the blue line is Ragusa. Cross ice pass again to Wolpel. Wolpel, now Hubbard, a long shot. Ragusa goes in for the goal. St. Joe's takes the 1-0 lead. A good shot from the blue line from Sal Ragusa.
Might have been a tip by Deacon, I'm not sure, but either way, Joe, the puck possession is what led to that goal. 30 seconds, if not more, for Joe's in the offensive zone, just moving the puck beautifully. The quick shot, not sure if it got tipped or not, but credit Coach Cristiano and his top line for just dominating in the McQuaid zone. Leads to the goal, and a great start for the Marauders.
Sal Ragusa, 3 goals, 8 points last year in his sophomore campaign. He was one of the top defenders for the Marauders in their big run, the Niagara Cup at KeyBank Center and onward. As here's another opportunity. Economo, then a high shot here from Van Egmond. Goes along the near side. St. Joe's still applying the pressure as Brandon Merriman along the boards for McQuaid. Can't get it out. Here's another shot that goes into the net. Gibson on the shot. The puck deflected out with 7:12 left in the first.
Joe, getting back to the goal, what I loved about it is when Ragusa gets the puck, watch this. They're going to feed him from across the top of this circle here, and it's the one-timer. He didn't get all of it either. I can tell you, I've seen the kid shoot. He can shoot harder than that. But here's why it went in the net. Got it off quickly. Okay? No McQuaid player was able to get in the shooting lane for the block. Gets through. And it is Ragusa's goal, even though Deacon was in front.
And Liam Wolpel credited with the assist. That goal from Ragusa at the 7:44 mark of the first period. First goal here on Western New York Athletics for the new season coming from St. Joe's.
It's going to be hopefully one of many we'll see this year, Joe. And it was a nice one. I love those type of goals. The puck possession game. Joe's just wore down the McQuaid team, and they're able to capitalize and get on the board first. Again, credit Ragusa, Joe, with the quick release and finds the back of the net.
St. Joe's now with possession in their defensive end. Tracked down here by Meyer. And now Joe's will try again once more. Ethan Fritz, one of the newcomers, only a sophomore. Now here's Max Gilbert. Fritz, cross ice pass, right on the tape, stepping in. Goes off the boards here. As Brody Padula, one of the newcomers as well, a junior forward, is in on the action. Now here's McQuaid. Right in front. Big tangle up here. Now a big battle along the boards between St. Joe's and McQuaid. Gavin Green in the action, but St. Joe's gets the puck. And now an opportunity for Fritz. Fritz with a high shot, and Johnson with a nice glove save with 5:39 to go in the first.
Yeah, Johnson, he's been tested a little bit here, especially in the last 5-6 minutes. I really like Joe's game. If I'm Coach Duggan on the McQuaid side, Joe, I'm really talking about some better puck possession in the zone. If you're watching at home, watch how quickly the Marauders move that puck out of their zone and up the ice. It's a sight to be seen. They're very talented. All 7 defensemen, Joe, back from last year's team. You know who that reminds me of? Williamsville East, and we know how far they went last year.
Big run for the Flames deep in the postseason run with head coach Mike Turillo. As McQuaid, Johnson gets it off the boards here. Able to find his defenseman. And away we go into the offensive zone, but an icing is called.
You know, one of the things I used to tell my teams, Joe, you think of the ice as like a 50-50, right? You go down the middle of that red line. What percentage of the time are you going to spend in the offensive zone? And right now, if I'm McQuaid, Joe's is in my zone about 60-70% of the time. way too much. You're not going to win many hockey games just playing defense. So they're going to need to turn the tide here. It's still early in the hockey game, but they haven't been able to get enough offense going to really have any chance to beat Enzo Murphy.
Enzo Murphy making his first start at the Federation level with the St. Joe's Marauders. He was on the varsity program a year ago, which is equivalent to, in a public high school setting, the junior varsity level. But Enzo going back and forth. Jackson Grande had 6 saves in the win on Monday, and head coach John Cristiano said that the goaltending battle is far from over. He likes what he's seeing from both of them as Enzo is in net here today. Marauders with the puck again on the far side with Jacob Gordon. Gibson back to Gordon. And then a whistle as there was a McQuaid skater down in front.
I think we're going to get our first penalty of the day. Possibly a high stick. Looks like it's going to go against Jackson Deacon. There was a little bit of a tie-up in front. And Jackson, at least according to our referee, got a little bit too aggressive, Joe. And this will be our first power play, not only of the game, but of this season. And this could get McQuaid right back in it.
McQuaid with a lot of success on the power play last year, but Jack Callery has graduated. He had 65 goals, 133 points in 87 games with the Knights. He is now with the ACHA version of Niagara University. He had a great year, great career with McQuaid. As here is the shot, a save from Murphy coming from the stick of Connor Edgecombe.
I like the way McQuaid entered the zone here. Let's watch it on the replay. Gain the zone right across the line. The quick pass, but Enzo, no problem for him. Slides right over, makes the glove save to keep McQuaid off the board.
Stepping in is Roger. His shot goes wide. Checked down the boards by Ian Meyer. Now Green. 30 seconds gone by in the power play. The puck bounces in front of Murphy. Now along the boards. Here is Green again. Now Meyer on the blue line. Back to Green on the near side. Puck moves over to Miller. Now setting up. It goes high and wide for Green. Now Miller tracks it down along the boards. 1:05 left in the power play. Here's a quick turn. The shot ricochets off a St. Joe's stick. And here we go again with McQuaid. Under a minute left in the power play. A shot from the blue line blocked again by St. Joe's. Now it's Meyer at the point. Low shot kicked away here by Murphy. And that goes all the way down the ice with 43 seconds left in the power play.
Great puck movement by McQuaid, Joe. Really doing a nice job of getting those shots on net and getting to some rebounds. If I'm Coach Duggan, I'm really impressed with my first unit.
Sent back into the zone nicely by Max Gilbert. 25 seconds left in the power play for McQuaid, trailing 1-0. Then this is broken up, stepping in for Joes. There goes in a goal off the turnover. James Van Egmond, and St. Joe's up by 2.
Oh, what a play by Van Egmond here. A shorty, which is what we call a coach killer, Joe, in the business. Watch Van Egmond. He's going to read the breakout pass here. Jumps right in the shooting lane, and then catches Johnson off guard, beats him 5-hole. Nice play, down in the 5-hole, and boom. Van Egmond with the shorthander. Tough goal if I'm a McQuaid fan to give up here on the power play, especially when they were gaining some momentum. Good for Van Egmond. What a read and what a finish.
Van Egmond, his first of this season. He had 8 goals and 20 points total last year. As McQuaid tried to respond, Murphy able to stop near side. A big opportunity denied again. Reed Starr trying to get something going for McQuaid as we're down to 2.5 minutes left in the first period.
Murphy's been hot, Joe. Pretty impressed with him so far. First varsity start here at this level.
Economo, his pass is knocked off the skate of Fusilli. Johnny Fusilli, one of the veterans coming back from McQuaid, now skating in over the line. Then a cut in front for John Batoni. Then a shot knocked away here by Murphy. Jake Economo with the puck once again going behind his net. Now to Max Gilbert. Max Gilbert going behind. St. Joe's with a 2-0 lead after James Van Egmon's unassisted shorthanded goal. Back into the offensive zone. It is Nico Sislis. He loses control of the puck. McQuaid will try again. Ian Meyer loses control of the puck. Here's Provenzo, a shot that goes wide. Now here's Deacon. Deacon crossing in. Deacon looking for a man in front. Provenzo, the low shot, and it's somehow saved by Johnson through all of the traffic.
Great save there by Johnson. Deacon gets behind the net. He sees the traffic in front. He's just so talented, Joe. Slides it there. His teammate couldn't get it off. Have to mention, too, if you're watching Joe, watch the numbers that Joe's gets back on every McQuaid rush. They're very disciplined on their back check. It's something I look for early in the season. Again, just a sign of a team that's experienced and played together.
Another shot that bounces in front. Johnson with the save here against Hubbard.
Late shot at Deacon. He's not going to take kindly to that. He's coming back from an injury. The cross check was unnecessary. Looks like the refs are just going to issue warnings, no penalty, but Deacon, of course, is going to get some attention anytime he's on the ice, but especially when he's in front of the net. Long line of Deacons at St. Joe's. Had his brother Sean and Luke, also state champions.
Shot from the blue line from Gibson, another save for Johnson.
Father Kevin was a great athlete at St. Joe's, a football player. So a long line of Deacons performing well at the athletic level at St. Joe's.
Miller with the puck for McQuaid. As now tracking it down is Danny Amperolowski as we have reached the last minute of the first period. Deacon from the slot through the traffic, another shot, and then it goes in for St. Joe's. 3-0 Marauders.
A little sloppy play here by McQuaid. Can't play that way. I think it's going to be Jacob Gordon that gets it, but you can see too much time and space. Gordon just battling in front. Completely manhandles the McQuaid defenseman and makes no mistake about it. Just a strong, confident Marauder team so early in the season right now, Joe. Having the best of McQuaid and a late one. So we're seeing a couple things that as a coach you don't want to see. You certainly don't want to give up a goal late in a period, and you certainly don't want to give up a shorthanded goal. Credit Joe's for taking advantage.
Goal credit for Liam Wolpole in the arena. Regardless, no matter who's scoring, St. Joe's will take it up 3-0. As a bet along the near side of the boards reads Starr, and now here comes McQuaid with Jace Roger. Roger through the traffic. McQuaid still battling for the puck with 8 seconds to go in the first period. Puck goes all the way down the ice. And Borowski tracks it down. 2 seconds to go. He'll skate it out. And St. Joe's, through the first 17 minutes of play here at the Paddock Chevrolet Ice Arena, a 3-0 lead over McQuaid.
Well, fantastic period for Coach Cristiano's Marauders. Looks like they picked up right where they left off from the Marys 8-1 win. Just an impressive first period. 3 goals. Great offense, strong defense, and then the goaltender looks like a seasoned veteran. Who would guess that he was playing in his first ever Varsity Federation game? He looks stellar in net, so check all the boxes for the Marauders as advertised. The team to beat, probably not just today either, Joe. Tells me they're going to have a great run this year. They look pretty impressive in their second game of the season.
And we'll step aside for a short break. Our first intermission brought to you by our friends at Damon University. We'll be right back. You're watching Western New York Athletics.
At Richmond Vona, we are seriously dedicated to bettering the communities that we serve. You will get super high level communication, and you are getting a team of dedicated attorneys, paralegals. If you put your trust in us and hire us, we promise to take care of everything. Call us as soon as possible so we can start the investigation to fight to get you the settlement you deserve.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs, more information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
Wing nuts. You still got to go.
Have you guys tried Room 40 yet?
Looking for the perfect spot to throw your next party? Say hello to Room 40, our private event space at both Wingnuts locations. Maybe you got a birthday, a graduation, anniversary, business event, rehearsal dinner, or even a sports banquet. From intimate get-togethers to rowdy celebrations, Room 40 is built to handle it all and fits up to 60 guests. With custom food and drink packages, flexible setups, legendary Wingnuts hospitality, and all the wings you can handle. If you're planning a celebration or get-together in Buffalo, this is where the party's at. Local vibes, zero stress, all fun. Book Room 40 today and throw a party Buffalo won't forget. Hit the link in our bio or visit wingnutsbuffalo.com/room40 to book now.
All right, well,
I'll go if you go to Wingnuts. Deal.
Look, Patriot account is not going to close itself. Looks like you're going to be here late again. I need this by morning.
Oh no, not again. My son has a football game tonight.
WNYAthletics.com. You can link me later.
WNYAthletics. Your home for high school sports.
Yes.
Box Out gives you the ability to create graphics at the speed of sports to highlight your athletic department, teams, and student athletes in seconds. Used and trusted by Notre Dame, Ohio State, UConn, Marquette, Georgetown, and many more of the top college brands in the country. If you want your school's brand to stand out through all the clutter, start your free demo at boxoutsports.com.
Level Media is a locally owned and operated, multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere, covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
And we are back for the first intermission. The Zamboni making its first appearance on Western New York Athletics for the year. 3-0 St. Joe's over McQuaid and Rich as we take a look at the first period highlights. St. Joe's just finding those goals early and in front of the net.
Well, Joe, as we talked about, there's a lot of intangibles that make a good hockey team, and one of those is just experience. And Joe's looks like they are clicking early here in the season. Not a team that looks like they're playing in November. They look more like late January, early February, and that's because they're all back. And when you've played together for multiple years, you just are going to be able to start the year off great. They're playing with a lot of confidence. As we mentioned before the break, strong offense, great defense, and even someone that's not back, the newcomer, Enzo Murphy, looks like a veteran in net. McQuaid just needs to really work on some puck possession in zone. St. Joe's has really been able to kind of have their way with them, Joe, manhandling them physically as well. So a 3-0 St. Joe's first period. They're well on their way here to what would be an exceptional start. An 8-1 win last week against St. Mary's, and now up only after 15 minutes, 3-0 over a really strong program, McQuaid Jesuits out of Rochester, Section 5. So good for Joe's, got the start they wanted, but you definitely need to play 3 periods, right, partner?
Absolutely, and we will step aside for another short break. More to come from Tonawanda. You're watching Western New York Athletics.
Nuts. You still got to go.
Have you guys tried Room 40 yet?
Looking for the perfect spot to throw your next party? Say hello to Room 40, our private event space at both Wingnuts locations. Maybe you got a birthday, a graduation, anniversary, business event, rehearsal dinner, or even a sports banquet. From intimate get-togethers to rowdy celebrations, Room 40 is built to handle it all and fits up to 60 guests, with custom food and drink packages, flexible setups, legendary Wingnuts hospitality, and all the wings you can handle. If you're planning a celebration or get-together in Buffalo, this is where the party's at. Local vibes, zero stress, all fun. Book Room 40 today and throw a party Buffalo won't forget. Hit the link in our bio or visit wingnutsbuffalo.com/room40 to book now.
All right, well,
I'll go if you go to Wingnuts. Deal.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs, more information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
Look, Patriot account is not going to close itself. Looks like you're going to be here late again. I need this by morning.
Oh no, not again. My son has a football game tonight.
At WNYAthletics.com. You can thank me later.
WNYAthletics, your home for high school sports.
Yes.
At Richmond Vona, we are seriously dedicated to bettering the communities that we serve. You will get super high level communication. We will get you back on your feet, and you are getting a team of dedicated attorneys, paralegals, case managers. At Richmond Vona, if you call us quickly after your accident, we'll help you get it filed for you. We have more team members. We have the best systems and processes, the best technology, and our team members are motivated and incentivized to move our clients' cases along as quickly as possible, but without sacrificing the amount of money we can get our clients. Because at the end of the day, we are not some settlement mill. We are not like some of these TV lawyers who just want to get you the first settlement offer and get you out the door so they can move on to the next. If you put your trust in us and hire us, we promise to take care of everything. Call us as soon as possible so we can start the investigation to fight to get you the settlement you deserve.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
And welcome back. Start of the second period. St. Joe's taking on McQuaid Jesuit in a Buffalo-Rochester matchup here on the ice. Joe Kraus, Rich Crozier, Russ Vitega, camera operator Tim Gardner is with us, as well as our producer. And a couple weeks ago on the football side, we had Section 6 taking on Section 5 in the Far West Regionals at All High Stadium. That continues on for Newfane, Bennett, and Chautauqua Lake, Westfield, Brockton coming up later this weekend. But right here on the ice here, Rich, we got 3-0 St. Joe's. We've talked about the run that St. Joe's has had, now outscoring their opponents 11-1 through the first 4 periods of the season. If you're McQuaid, you have a lot of returnees coming back. We mentioned about Connor Edgecombe a couple of times. How do you try to get something going on offense here against Enzo Murphy?
Yeah, they're wearing black, but it hasn't been a Black Friday for them so far, Joe. A little bit of a struggle. They look to me like a team that's, playing in November, which is fine because that's what it is. But just Joe's has really been solid so far. If I am them, just to answer your question, like I mentioned, they need more puck possession in zone, and they also need to get some traffic to the front of the net. Most of their shots that Murphy has had no problem with has come uncontested with no traffic in front. So definitely need to light a little bit of fire under the Jesuits if I'm Coach Duggan.
Shot for the blue line, knocked down in the goal right in front. Jace Roger on the redirect, and McQuaid is on the board just 40 seconds into the period.
Well, there you go. Exactly what Coach Duggan needed. Jace Roger exactly goes to the front of the net. The shot comes in. It looks like it was blocked by the St. Joe's defenseman, Joe. But Roger right there. Nothing Murphy could do. But the response, 40 seconds into the second, and the Jesuits are on the board. It was a quick shot from the point. Again, hits the St. Joe's defenseman in front. And just as I mentioned, the Jesuits need to get players to the front of the net. Rogers does go. He's Johnny on the spot there, Joe. Picks up the deflection that goes right to his stick, and he shoots it into the empty net. Again, no chance for Murphy, who's looking to make the original save. Sometimes when I was coaching, Joe, I would tell, it is Rogers on the goal. I would tell my defenseman, get out of the way and let the goalie see it. Because really, there's an example of how a block shot can be problematic. And now here come the Jesuits right back into it after a great start to the second period.
Jace Roger, 9 goals last season with McQuaid, able to record his first, also the first of the year for the Tigers, for the Knights rather, who will now be short-handed. John Batoni now going to the penalty box, and for the first time today, St. Joe's is on the power play.
Well, that's a huge mistake, right? McQuaid just gets on the scoreboard, really trying to raise some momentum, and then you take a penalty right after the goal. Joe's can respond right back and get that 3-goal lead. I mean, I'm excited to see their power play. It's their first of the day.
Van Egmond at the point. He gets it right back. Now Ragusa steps in, fires, kick saved by Johnson. Ragusa recovers here for the Marauders. Tight play from Roger. And the pass just out of the reach of Gordon. And here comes McQuaid. Long opportunity. Roger tracks it off the boards. No one was there. And now here is Hubbard. 45 seconds gone by in the power play for St. Joe's. Hubbard skates his way in. He recovers. And back to the point. Here's a shot. Van Egmond. It bounces in front. St. Joe's will try once again. Deacon. Now Van Egmond. Van Egmond skates over to Deacon. Back to Van Egmond. At the top, he steps in and he scores. What a goal for James Van Egmond. His second of the day, and this one on the power play.
So what Joe's is doing here is they're throwing the big guy Gordon in front, Joe, and he's getting a lot of attraction. Van Egmond comes across the top of the umbrella here. It's just a short wrist shot. Watch him walk the line. He walks in here, nice low wrist shot with all the traffic in front, including Gordon, who's got the third goal. And Van Egmond makes no mistake about it. Now, interestingly, there was going to be a penalty on the play, so McQuaid will still be shorthanded for a full 2 minutes. St. Joe's back on the power play, looking now to add to a 4-1 lead. What a momentum shifter here, Joe.
Ian Meyer is in the box now for McQuaid. James Van Egmond, second goal of the day, coming on the power play. St. Joe's leads 4-1. Max Gilbert. Now skating in is Economo. Now it's back to Gilbert. Gilbert skating in over the line. Gilbert still with the puck on his stick. Max then gives it up, and Egmond, rather, Liam Wolpole sends it on the boards. Wolpole gets it back. Wolpole so far with an assist today. Now it's Max Gilbert. Off the border, ricochets in front. St. Joe's able to get the puck back, and then a stoppage.
Looks like maybe the net came off. Interesting, that low, hard shot Joe's trying to implement. Looked like Max Gilbert took it, but did you see the ricochet, Joe? That yellow part of the boards is called the dasher. Puck hits the dasher, comes right out in front. Reminiscent of some games we've played down at KeyBank Center. That's the liveliest dasher I've ever seen in the NHL rink, but
Connor Edgecombe with a brief opportunity for McQuaid. 45 seconds left in the penalty to Ian Meyer. Now Jacob Gordon skating in. Gordon shoots and scores. Another burst of speed from Jacob Gordon, and St. Joe's leads 5-1 with 13:15 left in the second.
Well, he picks up the puck here in the neutral zone. Power forward that we know he is. Watch him take it wide here, right around the defenseman, and then the low, quick shot. Again, maybe they have a scouting report that we didn't have on Israel Johnson, but it just seems like every shot is low and beating Johnson 5-hole. That's going to be Gordon's second of the night. Pretty impressive. And another power play goal for the Marauders.
Both power play goals coming in this period. Still at 13:01 left in the second.
Looks like the Marauders are going to take an interference call here, Joe. We've only played $1:59 in the second, and we've seen 3 goals. So lots of action here, and 3 penalties in $1:59. So this time McQuaid gets a chance. As we had mentioned in the first, I was impressed with their puck movement. I would say it's desperation time for the Jesuits to try to get back in this game.
Wyatt Miller sends a puck over to Kevin Green, bounce off his stick. Knights will try again. It is Roger. Now Edgecombe. Puck goes along the boards. Now for Meyer, who slows it down. Tight pressure here from Deacon near center ice. McQuaid gets the possession back, but then offside is called.
And credit Joe's taking away the time and space. Almost a breakaway there in the neutral zone. Deacon was right on the defenseman.
Joe's penalty, number 21, Johnny Provenzo, 2 minutes for interference. Provenzo for interference.
Here comes St. Joe's at center ice with Deacon. He loses control. Out Ian Meyer. And now Green. Deacon gets the puck back, but here's McQuaid again at center ice. They kicked along here by Hubbard as he makes his way to the St. Joe's bench. McQuaid will try again. 1 minute left here in the power play for McQuaid. Skating along is Wyatt Miller. Edgecombe can't connect, and a high shot that goes over the net from Roger. Then Batoni loses control. The puck goes back into the McQuaid zone. Batoni. Then going back was Green. Now the reach for Wyatt Miller, who backtracks with 37 seconds left in the power play. Then off the turnover, Van Agman steps in, and Johnson makes the save.
He's just so talented, Joe. Every time he's on the ice, you got to keep an eye on him. He's not huge with size, but just the way he moves. Reads the play so well. Watch him jump into this soft area, and then again, the low shot. It's got to be something that Coach Cristiano talked to them about. The fact that everybody's trying to beat Johnson low in 5-hole, that's deliberate. And it's the quick release that I'm so impressed with. You know, nowadays, Joe, everybody's looking for that bar, high bar, and off the net, you miss the net. But, man, this is St. Joe's team discipline. I'm so impressed with them at this point in the year. And Van Egmond, he's going to be a player to watch all season.
Wallen backtracks. Only 5 seconds left in the penalty for St. Joe's. Wallen tracks it down behind his own net. It's a turnover. Opportunity for Charlie Mishka through the crease. Backhanded shot. Johnson makes a save, and the puck takes a second bounce. It was Mishka as well as Brody Fidula on the pressure. St. Joe's will try again. Along the boards from the blue line. A low shot kicked away, knocked away by Johnson with the stick this time. Still a battle inside the blue line. Then the puck bounces over, and icing will be called with 10:32 left in the second period. St. Joe's with 2 opportunities in front.
I think they thought it went in the net, Joe. Two Joe's players lifted their stick. Watch this. So, terrible giveaway, by the way, here. This is Johnson's best save of the game. Look at him extend the pad. But later on in this shift, a bouncing puck. Joe's thought it went in. They raised their stick. And then look at this. They end up getting a penalty for high sticking. Johnny Provenzo takes a high stick. McQuaid back on the power play, desperate for a goal, partner.
Third power play of the day now for McQuaid, as Roger skates his way to center. Roger now to Edgecombe. Edgecombe goes behind the net. The pass in front, out of the reach. McQuaid tries again with Miller. Now Roger on the near side, back to Miller. Miller skates his way in. Across it ricochets off the St. Joe Marauder, but here comes McQuaid. Skating his way through. Ian Meyer, backhand opportunity, and Murphy makes a save.
Huge save by Murphy there.
Here's Meyer up top, bounces off of a Marauder stick. McQuaid tracks it down with Miller. Miller now to Meyer. And then another save here from Murphy, starting to feel himself here between the pipes.
Love the play, Enzo Murphy. Just battling in front here. McQuaid desperate to get back in this hockey game, but Murph's up for the task, just saying no each and every time. He's been great with the glove, too. Bigger kid, moves his legs well. His positioning's been great. and playing with a lot of confidence for someone getting his first start, Joe. Quite the story. I'm excited for him.
Opportunity for Van Egmond. He shoots, it bounces off the post. Looked like the net came off for a moment, but it's still on. The official is able to make the fix. McQuaid now with the puck with Roger towards center ice. Opal. Now here is Pilot making his way through. Pilot will cut it in, takes it in, and it goes into the net. Van Egmond on the cleanup.
Pilot, Ronnie Pilot makes this beautiful play. Little toe drag through the legs of the McQuaid defenseman. But again, it's my buddy, James Van Egmond. He follows it right up. So watch the whoop right through the legs, and there's Van Egmond. Johnny on the spot. I'll take that rebound goal. Goes over and thanks his line mate. But that's one of those goals where you just say, goal scorer's goal. Goal scorers, Joe, they know where to go on the ice. Van Egmond knows Ronnie's a good player. He's going to get this puck to the net. I'm going to go clean it up and give myself another goal. Joe's just now firing on all cylinders. McQuaid looks like they've been run over by a bus.
James Van Egmond now with 3 goals today, 2 of them while the Marauders were shorthanded. And St. Joe's now with a 6-1 lead with now 8:15 to go here in the second period.
Not even halfway through.
Edgecombe threw his way, an opportunity that goes just wide. Now Nolan Piper sends a cross-ice pass. Mishka tracking it down off the boards. Mishka now sends the puck to the blue line. Quick pass to Piper, and then the net comes off once again.
Great hustle here by Joe's, up by 5. But still really putting in the effort. As we talked with Coach Cristiano, he said that one of his greatest advantages this year is going to be his depth, and I completely agree with him. Joe, he's got 4 lines that he's just rotating through. So they're going to be incredibly fresh throughout the game. McQuaid doesn't look to have the same numbers and certainly can't afford to be playing the same sort of lineup or lines that that Coach Cristiano has an advantage to. I think we're having a goaltending change. Is that? Yeah, that's what's going on. So we're going to switch goalies.
It will be Caleb Bolster taking a few shots. We'll step aside for a short break and come right back on Western New York Athletics.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
7:48 left in the second period. St. Joe's leads McQuaid 6-1. And Joe Dugan has made a goaltending change. It is now Caleb Bolster making his first appearance of the season. He made 1 appearance last year, allowed 5 goals on the season, a .706 save percentage. Caleb Bolster was the backup to Owen Salinas, who recorded 26 wins in a 3-year run as a Knights starting goaltender before he graduated in June. So now Caleb Bolster gets a shot. McQuaid trailing 6-1.
Joe, if I had to guess, this might have been a pre-planned thing. And the reason why I say that is it comes right at the halfway point of the game. So early in seasons, you know, at this point of the year, a coach might make that determination and say, I'm just going to get both goalies in early and split them halfway. I don't know that it's because of the 6 goals that the change was made. But what I did see was Coach Duggan take the opportunity to address his team. I'm sure he's not happy right now with some of the play he's seen.
Gilbert keeps it in the zone. Now Gordon. Jacob Gordon, quick shot in front. Bolster makes a save, some pressure in front. And now McQuaid has the puck. Quick passing once again from St. Joe's. Trying to get an early one against Bolster here. Under 7 minutes left in the second period. It is Amborski, Drew Amborski with his first shot for McQuaid. St. Joe's tracks it down, skating right to left on your dial in this second period. It is now Will Duckworth in front of the St. Joe's bench. McQuaid still has the puck. Now it's Noah Bernard who sends it into the zone. Thought McQuaid was going to make a line change, but they don't, as this is the puck now on the far side. Now Max Gilbert with some room to skate. To Jackson Deacon, the cross in front, and it leads to another big-time play. Count the goal for the newcomer, Evan Hubbard.
Hubbard gets his goal. Beautiful play. It really starts with Gilbert here. Hope we get it. Yeah, watch this bank off the boards. Just puts it in an area. So smart by the veteran defenseman, Max Gilbert. Just puts it in an area where the forward can come through, and it's tic-tac-toe, Joe. Right to Hubbard's stick, who makes no mistake. Into the back of the net, and Joe's is rolling 7-1.
4 goals here in this second period as Caden Gibson for the Marauders tries to get out of the zone. He cannot. Bell on the far side of the ice here. Now it is Gavin Wallen. Now Roger in the open space, a 2-on-1. Roger takes a shot, and Murphy makes the save with the glove once again.
Yeah, Murphy's look sharp. Can't overstate how great the sophomore looks. Just looks like a veteran. Great with the glove. Future of goaltending at Joe's looks like it's going on right now.
Ethan Fritz with a shot for Joe's. One of the sophomores on this team. Dylan Gilbert in the pressure. McQuaid able to send the puck to center ice. Sal Ragusa backtracks. Ragusa skates his way. Now it's Dylan Gilbert. Pass broken up by Roger, and here comes McQuaid. Now Ian Meyer with a low shot. Goes low and left of Murphy. The puck bounces all the way back to center ice. Pass intercepted by Joes. So Jake Economo on the left wing with just over 5 minutes left in the second period. Economo gets the pressure from Ian Moss. Economo steps in, shoots. It's a save here for Bolster. Second time won't go either for Joes. St. Joe's will try again. It is Dylan Gilbert. Now Caden Gibson from the blue line. Ricochets off the stick here of Fritz, but McQuaid able to track it down, sending it all the way over center ice. It is Gibson along the boards, getting pressured by Peter Samuelselis. And now St. Joe's again. 4:25 left in the second period. Skating along, and a collision in front of Bolster.
Looks like they're going to call the McQuaid player for interference, kind of a double whammy. You knocked a guy into your goal, he almost caused an injury, and then you get a penalty. But again, McQuaid looks like a team that's playing their first game, Joe, as opposed to St. Joe's. Just clicking right now. Everything seems to be going their way. Here in only their second game of the season, but their plus minus is pretty impressive.
Joe's wins the draw. Now it's Gilbert. Quick pass off the boards for Piper. Piper now to Fadul. Now back to Piper. Piper Pass broken up nicely here by McQuaid. It's knocked down just past close to center ice rather by Max Gilbert. St. Joe's will try again. It is now Piper. 30 seconds going by in the power play to Wyatt Miller of McQuaid. St. Joe's again on the power play. It is Charlie Mishka skating in over the line. Pass broken up, not out of the zone yet. From the blue line, Gilbert, it's a shot kicked away by Bolster. St. Joe's tries again. Going behind is Piper. Now Max Gilbert. The low shot. Knocked off of Joe's stick. Marauders get the puck back. Still in with the shot, and it leads in for the goal. St. Joe's gets another one from another newcomer, Brody Fadul.
Fadul gets that puck. He comes right between the hash marks. A perfect lane to cut across. Rips one top corner by Bolster. But he finds that lane, Joe. There's those lanes in the offensive zone that are so difficult to defend, and I would tell you that's one of them. Coming off the boards at the hash mark, D kind of gets caught deep, and Brody with a beautiful shot and a great celebration. You can tell he's pumped to get on the score sheet here early in his Federation career.
2:50 left in the second period. Race for the open puck, but icing is called. So 2 games into the season, and St. Joe's records 8 goals in each of those 2 matchups.
So interesting. We talked with Coach Cristiano before the game, and he was really crediting goaltending at the end of the season for his run. Joe's was really a team that kind of came out of nowhere. You would say, Joe, that they kind of peaked at the right time. Many were categorizing last year as a rebuilding year with a brand new coach and losing really their captain midway through the season, a season-ending injury. Expectations were, I would share, not about a state championship, but they get real strong goaltending in Matteo Mancini and make a run to win another state championship, but different year for them. And many teams react differently to the big expectations. But if I'm a St. Joe's Marauders fan, I'm feeling really good about the way this team is conducting themselves. They are confident. They are confident, but they are not overconfident. And it's just it's a great sight to see. And many of these guys have waited long time to be a part of this team and program. Enzo Murphy, just one example. And to see it kind of come to fruition and what this year might mean for this team, it's going to be pretty exciting.
Here's an opportunity for Ron Pilot. Pilot to Van Egmond. Puck is loose in the open space. McQuaid able to break it up nicely with Brendan Merriman, who sends it off the boards. Now from the blue line, St. Joe's setting up Jake Economo. Economo turns. Now it is Pilot. Pilot. Now Sal Ragusa back to Pilot here. Pass broken up here by Caden Kuhn. Approaching the last 90 seconds of the second period. St. Joe's leads 8-1. 5 goals here in this second period for the Marauders. As it is Nico Sislis in on the action on the boards for McQuaid, getting pressured by James Van Egmond. Joe's with the puck, the cross in front, taking a couple of bounces, and a backhanded shot blocked from Ragusa's stick. Ragusa recovers, he fires, knocked away here nicely by Sislis again. Another low shot. St. Joe's working it around in front, Bolster trying to find the puck, and now another whistle.
That's a goal, actually, Joe. And this Marauders team is just relentless. They are just so hungry right now, and it is impressive. Who's at the heart of it on this shift is Van Egmond, just grinding pucks out, but loose in front. And it's Jake Economo. Great camera work by our partner in crime down there, all over that. Frank Wolf. But it is. It's Economou who just battles in front. Love that line, by the way, of Van Egmond and Economou. Every time they're on the ice, Joe, they're doing something. What a period for Joe's. Wow.
6 goals now in this period. 9 in the contest, as I'm sure John Cristiano. So another period to play here, but very pleased with how the offense has been clicking through 2 games.
See John Cristiano there having a conversation with a longtime assistant coach, Nate Stryker. Used to coach the St. Joe's JV Maroon team. Won several championships with them. I brought Nate up my last year, that's 2 years ago now, as an assistant coach, and what a resource for Coach Cristiano. Just a fantastic coach. I'm sure the two of them are talking about how excited they are to see this start, and just probably chatting a little bit about maybe some goals they can set for a third period. Certainly don't want to embarrass the McQuaid, who's early in their season. So maybe just kind of talking a little bit about the possibility of holding back a little bit.
McQuaid back on the power play as Murphy makes the save on the shot from Kevin Green. Says the last penalty was against Brody Fadul, so another power play opportunity for McQuaid.
Can't underestimate the play of Murphy, though, too, Joe, because early in this hockey game, he made some big saves that, could have changed the momentum. Not saying that McQuaid would be in the lead, but Murphy made a couple really nice saves early in the game to put Joe's in a position to pull away here. 9-1. Wow, partner. A little unexpected, I would say.
It was Jace Roger who had the first goal of this period for McQuaid that cut the deficit to 3-1, and then 6 unanswered for St. Joe's for this 9-1 lead. We'll step aside for another short break. You're watching Western New York hockey right here on Western New York Athletics.
At Richmond Vona, we are seriously dedicated to bettering the communities that we serve. You will get super high level communication, and you are getting a team of dedicated attorneys, paralegals. If you put your trust in us and hire us, we promise to take care of everything. Call us as soon as possible so we can start the investigation to fight to get you the settlement you deserve.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs, more information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
Wing nuts. You still got to go.
Have you guys tried Room 40 yet?
Looking for the perfect spot to throw your next party? Say hello to Room 40, our private event space at both Wingnuts locations. Maybe you got a birthday, a graduation, anniversary, business event, rehearsal dinner, or even a sports banquet. From intimate get-togethers to rowdy celebrations, Room 40 is built to handle it all and fits up to 60 guests, with custom food and drink packages, flexible setups, legendary Wingnuts hospitality, and all the wings you can handle. If you're planning a celebration or get-together in Buffalo, this is where the party's at. Local vibes, zero stress, all fun. Book Room 40 today and throw a party Buffalo won't forget. Hit the link in our bio or visit wingnutsbuffalo.com/room40 to book now.
All right, well,
I'll go if you go to Wingnuts.
Deal.
Look, Patriot account is not going to close itself. Looks like you're going to be here late again. I need this by morning.
Oh no, not again. My son has a football game tonight.
At WNYAthletics.com. You can thank me later.
WNYAthletics, your home for high school sports.
Yes.
Box Out gives you the ability to create graphics at the speed of sports to highlight your athletic department, teams, and student athletes in seconds. Used and trusted by Notre Dame, Ohio State, UConn, Marquette, Georgetown, and many more of the top college brands in the country. If you want your school's brand to stand out through all the clutter, start your free demo at boxoutsports.com.
Level Media is a locally owned and operated, multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere, covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
And we are back here at the Paddock Chevrolet Ice Arena, our first game of the hockey coverage for the 2025-26 campaign here at Western New York Athletics. St. Joe's leads. And as we mentioned, the hockey season getting underway. The football season still underway as the state semifinals at Cicero North Syracuse coming up here this upcoming weekend. Class D in Newfane. Newfane Panthers making their way. They'll now play on Sunday due to the hectic weather out in central New York. Bennett, Chautauqua Lake, Westfield, Brockton also in the action on the football side. You can catch all those games on the NFHS network this weekend. So 9-1 our score. St. Joe's over McQuaid. 6 unanswered for the Marauders. And I know you got a chance to see some of your friends during the timeout here, Rich. But we've talked about Enzo Murphy. We've talked about James Van Egmond with the hat trick. Just all these guys just coming together and really just stepping in. 14 wins with John Cristiano stepping in last year, and they just somehow just keep on rolling. What is it? What's the secret sauce, if you will, for St. Joe's of why they've now scored here 17 goals through the first 2 games?
Well, the formula is, I think, pretty simple, Joe, and that is that everybody is really hungry. Everybody is buying into their role. I think they understand. They've got a good understanding that they've got something special here, and an opportunity to really continue what's been a great run for the last couple years. And as you mentioned, there's been some up and downs. They get hot at the right time last year and take care of business. And this is going to be a different challenge for Coach Cristiano, but certainly looks like to me that he's got everyone feeling good about the role they're playing, and they're all clicking on the same cylinders. And the contributions are coming from everywhere and in different opportunities. So, they're not just scoring 5-on-5. We've seen power play goals. We've seen shorthanded goals. And we have seen some even strength goals, and it's a great team to watch. McQuaid definitely looks like a team that's trying to figure some things out, including the goaltending situation. We noticed they made a change halfway through the game, so that tells me that that was pre-planned. Israel Johnson left the game at 6-1. Caleb Bolster comes in and lets 3 in here in the second half, but a 9-1 lead for St. Joe's going into the third period.
We'll step aside for a short break and come right back. You're watching Western New York Athletics.
Nuts. You still got to go.
Have you guys tried Room 40 yet?
Looking for the perfect spot to throw your next party? Say hello to Room 40, our private event space at both Wingnuts locations. Maybe you got a birthday, a graduation, anniversary, business event, rehearsal dinner, or even a sports banquet. From intimate get-togethers to rowdy celebrations, Room 40 is built to handle it all and fits up to 60 guests. With custom food and drink packages, flexible setups, legendary Wingnuts hospitality, and all the wings you can handle. If you're planning a celebration or get-together in Buffalo, this is where the party's at. Local vibes, zero stress, all fun. Book Room 40 today and throw a party Buffalo won't forget. Hit the link in our bio or visit wingnutsbuffalo.com/room40 to book now.
All right, well,
I'll go if you go to Wingnuts. Deal.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs, more information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
Look, Patriot account is not going to close itself. Looks like you're going to be here late again. I need this by morning.
Oh no, not again. My son has a football game tonight.
WNYAthletics.com. You can thank me later.
WNYAthletics, your home for high school sports.
Yes.
At Richmond Vona, we are seriously dedicated to bettering the communities that we serve. You will get super high level communication. We will get you back on your feet, and you are getting a team of dedicated attorneys, paralegals, case managers. At Richmond Vona, if you call us quickly after your accident, we'll help you get it filed for you. We have more team members. We have the best systems and processes, the best technology, and our team members are motivated and incentivized to move our clients' cases along as quickly as possible, but without sacrificing the amount of money we can get our clients. Because at the end of the day, we are not some settlement mill. We are not like some of these TV lawyers who just want to get you the first settlement offer and get you out the door so they can move on to the next. If you put your trust in us and hire us, we promise to take care of everything. Call us as soon as possible so we can start the investigation to fight to get you the settlement you deserve.
And welcome back to our Black Friday special on Western New York Athletics. St. Joe's with a 9-1 lead over McQuaid Jesuit. Joe Kraus, Rich Crozier, and the gang with you as we take a look at some highlights. And as we mentioned, 6 unanswered goals in the second period, and the Marauders, Rich, did it in a variety of ways.
Oh, shorthanded, power play. There's the power play goal by Van Egmond. Walked across the line. Here's James Gordon, the power forward move. Love the speed, lowers the shoulder, and again beats Israel 5-hole. Tough giveaway here. Van Egmond almost gets his 4th of the night. Again, the low shot. Look how disciplined they are. Joe's putting on pressure. This is one of Johnson's best saves, but the giveaways are not necessarily just because of McQuaid making mistakes. Joe's just takes away time and space so well. Looks like we're going to have a goaltending change too, Joe's, for the Marauders. Number 30 there, and the senior, James Matarese, replaces Murphy, who had a great day.
So Matarese, 103. Goaltenders on the roster this year for head coach John Cristiano. Jackson Grande got the start on Monday against St. Mary's, and now Matarese in net here as we get the third period underway with McQuaid on the power play for now just a minute and 10 more.
Be interested to see here, I talked about in the second period, what Coach Cristiano's going to do. Is he going to hold back his players, or are we going to keep seeing this barrage of goals? Tough position to be in so early in the season. You don't want to embarrass a team, but also difficult to hold back players that are just so excited to be out here. $9-10 was my limit, Joe, as a coach. It's always something I kind of paid attention to. Once you start getting to 11 or 12, that's where things get difficult.
Evan Hubbard with a low shot and a save by Caleb Bolster. Well, for both teams, Rich, it's going to be a quick turnaround. They'll be back in action tomorrow as the clock is running here at the Paddock Chevrolet Ice Arena. For McQuaid, they'll take on tomorrow night, 8 p.m. against the Lancaster Legends out at Cheektowaga Town Ice Rink. Cheektowaga, Lancaster, McQuaid, and for St. Joe's, they'll take on the rival Canisius 6:40 puck drop at the North Buffalo Ice Rink.
Huge game tomorrow for Joe's. That's a rival, obviously, the Crusaders. A couple Jesuit teams this weekend. But yeah, that's going to be a big one at the North Buffalo rink. Assuming McQuaid might be spending the night, little team bonding early in the season. Lancaster will be a good test for them tomorrow.
Legends were the Section 6 large school runner-ups last year to Orchard Park as Green with the shot that bounces off the ceiling. Good play from Kevin Green of McQuaid.
A little sloppy play there by Joe's. Green with the quick release. Love to see the replay of that. I think it hit the crossbar. And went up into the roof. Joe, we should mention this is a beautiful facility. Just in the second year now. I think they're coming up on their anniversary because they weren't ready to go right from the start last year, but such a beautiful rink here in the town of Tonawanda. We're kind of standing on the concourse here above the ice. The sight lines are fantastic. Very bright rink, and it is the home of the Marauders. Long time coming, I can tell you that there were several conversations about building a new rink over the last couple decades. Back going from when I even started as a coach for St. Joe's. So nice to see this finally come to the vision that we all had, and it's going to be a great home for St. Joe's and many hockey players in the town of Tonawanda for years to come.
Not only for the boys, but the girls as well. Myself, Francis Beck, were here last year when Kenji Port had their home opener here. That was to begin their run after their big sectional championship 2 years ago. But yes, a great facility. So many hands involved in making this rink possible. St. Joe's definitely finding its way here in the friendly confines of this arena.
It's just a beautiful recreational area. They've got the dome next door. In the summer, you can go to the golf range and the splash pad and the pickleball court. So they really put it together nicely here in the town.
Marauders, another opportunity in front, knocked away by McQuaid. A second time won't go. As the puck tracked down now by Jake Economo. Pass intercepted by Amborski. He makes his way to center ice for McQuaid. Amborski, shot bounces off the boards and covered up here by Matarese.
Mentioned the clock is rolling, the 8-goal rule in effect, Joe. So when you get up 8 goals, they will run the clock, which again will help with that kind of sportsmanship that I talked about. McQuaid just trying to get the feet under them here early in the season. I bet you if these two teams meet later on, it would be much more of a contest.
Hubbard shot knocked away here by McQuaid, but he gets the puck right back. Hubbard now skating in from the far circle. Loses control of his stick. The puck goes high and out of play as we're down to 11:15 and ticking left here in the third period. Well, as we mentioned a couple of times about the football postseason still going on, Connolly Cup will be also announced on Tuesday, December 9th. As we'll get to those finalists in just a moment. A lot coming from the Monsignor Martin that St. Joe's took on this season. As McQuaid now skating in over the line with Ian Meyer. Now here's Jace Roger. Now from the blue line, Ian Moss. Now back to Roger. Cross-ice pass here for McQuaid. It is Wyatt Miller. Now here's Moss. Moss shooting. It ricochets off of the knee of Hubbard, but still on the zone. McQuaid, another chance as well in front. Now St. Joe's skating its way over the blue line, going left to right in this third period. Dumping it off is Hubbard. His pass broken up by Starr. Hubbard gets the puck right back. Both teams trying to maintain possession of the puck here with Jacob Gordon, who sends this off the boards. Now it is Wopel with the shot that goes in. And St. Joe's gets another goal here in this third period.
Yeah, Liam Weppel with the quick wrist shot. Looks like it might have gotten deflected. Weppel's a talented athlete. Joe, he played for me on the golf team. Very good golfer as well. Ironically, I didn't mention it. So did Enzo Murphy and Nolan Piper. So a nice representation of the St. Joe's Fed team on the golf team. All great golfers. You know that the suggestion is that all hockey players can play golf. You just don't want your golf season to start too soon, right? But we had a great season, and they're great kids to coach. I really enjoyed working with all of them. So Weppel gets the 10th of the season. Or excuse me, the 10th of today. Almost feels like we've had a season here, Joe. But the 10th of today's contest on a quick wrist shot off the boards.
St. Joe's. Now McQuaid with the puck. It is Green. Now Edgecombe. He gets knocked down by Mishka. Charlie Mishka skating his way over center ice. Gets it on the board. Slowed down by Wallen. The puck now behind the McQuaid net. Quick cross in front. It goes low and wide for Fidua, looking for his second today. Then into the netting with 8:25 and ticking. So as we said, we were talking about the Connolly Cup and a lot of these guys that you took on that St. Joe's did during the season. It'll be Jimmy Valentine from Bennett, Kayvon Pitts from Health Sciences, Kaylon Ford, the quarterback from McKinley, Elijah Kimball, now a 3-time finalist, the running back from Canisius, Justice Kleitz, the quarterback, a 2-time finalist for Iroquois, as St. Joe's gets another goal. Matt Capon from Newfane, as well as Brady Waring from Eden, Chase Bonta from Jamestown, Trent Buttles and Tyrone Clark, both from St. Francis. The winner will be announced Tuesday, December 9th at Ilio de Paulos.
Count 'em four, Joe, for James Von Egman. Nice play off the face-off there. Von Egman went right to the back door. Doesn't look like Joe's is holding back yet. Which again, as I mentioned, Coach Cristiano is going to be in a little bit of a difficult spot. You want to protect the relationship with McQuaid, which has been a long-standing tradition. But doesn't look like the Dogs have been called back just yet. 11-1, halfway to go here in the third period.
What a game for James Van Egmond. He's one of the guys you're thinking about, Rich, as your player of the game. Just already 4 goals in this one.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to pass Von Eggman. Joe and I were talking between periods during the break, and he's just been so impressive. I like, he's just so hungry, Joe. If you watch him, every time he's out on the ice, he just is hungry to get a goal or to contribute. He's dangerous. Another guy that I coached in modified when he was an 8th grader, and I just remember being so impressed with him and his tenacity on the ice. Not a huge kid. The size is not overwhelming by any means, but he works incredibly hard. Great hands, great with the puck. But it's his tenacity. He just keeps coming at you, and he's a player I'm going to tell you that any coach across the state would love to have on the roster.
Ethan Fritz now with the puck. Now an opportunity for Dylan Gilbert. Steps in and knocked away here. A big save from Caleb Bolster with 5:35 left to play.
What a play. The flip pass right to Dylan's stick. I would have loved to seen him get on the board. I know that would have been a thrill for the family. Uncle Dennis Gilbert in the stands over there. Actually with the other uncle, Mike Gilbert. Dennis, of course, is the father of Dennis Jr., who just recently was traded to the Ottawa Senators. Dennis was just an exceptional hockey player, went on to have a 4-year career at Notre Dame, played for the Sabres last year for some time, and is back with Ottawa now.
Wopel from the blue line. Under 5 minutes to play. Bodies collide here. It is now Deacon on the near side and cleared out by Wallen. And this will go down the ice for an icing.
Gilbert family, great family. Several cousins have competed for the Marauders over the last several years. Mark and Jack, Patrick and Dennis. And now we have Max and Dylan. 6 Gilberts over the last 10 years. Doing great stuff on the ice.
Fadul down to the blue line with Wopel. Pass intercepted by Green of McQuaid, who skates over center ice with Tamoselis, but he's poked away. Here's Wopel again. Wopel skating in. Wopel, the cross in front, the redirect. The second shot, Bolster makes the save. Set some help in front from Moss, his defender. And now we have a penalty coming up here against McQuaid. And St. Joe's is going on the power play once more with 3 minutes and 30 seconds and ticking.
Should mention the final cousin, Anthony Pontello. Also a Gilbert cousin, great player in his own right. Anthony, big defenseman. Joe, word is that he got engaged just recently. So if you're listening, Anthony, congratulations. Your nephews are doing great out there. Great to see the brothers on the team, and we wish Anthony well.
McQuaid starts the penalty kill with a long shot down the ice. Matarese slows it down. And here is Gibson. We're at 2:45 left to play here at the Paddock Chevrolet Ice Arena. It is Gibson. Kicked away by Bolster. Joes will try again with Ragusa from the blue line. Now Pilot. Now here's Economo. Economo steps in, goes off the boards. Puck finds its way back to Pilot. Now Gibson up top through the traffic, knocked away by Bernard. St. Joe's again with possession. Pilot, the cross, kicked away by Bolster. Now here it is again, this time with McQuaid's Bernard. Out of the reach, stretch pass for Duckworth, and This will go behind the net. Last 30 seconds of the penalty to Miller. Puck now at center ice. Under 2 minutes to play. St. Joe's stepping in. The long cross here for Lagusa. Lagusa turns. Another short pass. Stepping in. Here is Economo through the pressure. The whistle is blown, and now we get some extracurriculars as we approach the last 90 seconds of play.
Yeah, Jake's getting just the extra. He's a competitor, Jake. We know that about him. I think he's one of 3. I'm just double checking. Max, Caden, and Jake. Oh, and Jackson. So 4 of them are in their 3rd year here. And we know Jake's a competitor. But McQuaid took exception to that just extra last attempt to knock in a rebound. Well, Joe, it's been great to be back with you. I
Absolutely,
would share
partner.
that certainly it was missed in the off season. I love being connected to this great game and having the opportunity to do something you love with a great partner like you, who I've learned so much through. Hard to believe 12 months ago we were where we were in Lockport, right?
Yes, at Cornerstone. That was our first game.
I think we saw McQuaid. I think it was North and McQuaid. But yeah, it is great to be back with you, partner, and I'm looking forward to another great year. Should be exciting, as there's a lot of great hockey that's always had in this Federation League.
Last 10 seconds of the contest. St. Joe's with the puck. Marauders jumped out to a 3-0 lead at the end of the first, and then scored 6 unanswered through the second, then 8 unanswered through the end of the contest. 11-1 the final. The Marauders move to 2-0 on the season. They'll take on the rival Canisius tomorrow night. 6:40 puck drop at the North Buffalo Ice Rink, and McQuaid 0-1 to start the new year. Back at it tomorrow at Cheektowaga Town Ice Rink against Lancaster for a primetime 8 p.m. puck drop. Big thanks again to our producer, Tim Gardner, our camera operator, Russ Battaglia, Frank Wolf here as well, and for Coach Krell, Rich Kosher, I'm Joe Kraus. We thank you all for tuning in tonight. You've been watching West New York Athletics. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.